Hi, this is Pino with a few question and answers related to decision analysis using TreeAge Pro 2009. The system path to enable auto-saving in TreeAge Pro is 1. Edit numeric formatting, File, Save As, File, For Save, or 4. Edit Preferences. The correct answer is number 4. This is where you'll have the ability to auto-save your material every minute or every 2 minutes, every 5 minutes, however long you decide to define your autosave function. This is a method to ensure that you do not lose data as soon as you start working with TreeAge Pro, and it's a method to ensure that your material is continuously updated in the background as you incrementally add more detailed information to your tree. Decision alternatives are not required to be mutually exclusive. True or false? Correct answer is true. Decision alternatives are not required to be mutually exclusive, meaning that you may evaluate one option or a combination of several options that arise from a decision node. For instance, you may wish to decide 3 different options, option A, option B, and option C, in comparison with each other. However, you then decide during your analysis that you wish to add a 4th option, that is a combination of possibly one of the first 2, and a combination of A and B. So your 4 options would be option A, option B, option C, and then evaluating a 4th option, which is option A and B. This means that decision alternatives are not required to be mutually exclusive in any way. You may evaluate some in combination with each other, which is generally useful in the healthcare industry, especially when you're evaluating multiple options in combination with each other that are initiated as first-line therapy, or alternatively comparing some drugs that are initiated as first-line but not in combination with others, for instance. Branches from a chance node are not required to be mutually exclusive. The answer here is false. A chance node will have several different probable events that are associated with that chance node. These probable events are associated with certain probabilities, and the sum of the probabilities that arise from each of the probable events associated with a chance node must total to 1. So if you have 3 options, and each of those options, first probability is 0.1, the second probability is another 0.1, the last probability must be 0.8. The sum of each of these probabilities equals to 1. Please note that the mutually exclusive rule refers to that they must also be exhaustive, in that they should not overlap each other in any way. If they do, it would be somewhat challenging to perform an analysis when the probabilities do not sum to 1. There is an override facility that is provided in TreeAge Pro, but it is not generally utilized. With which type of nodes are payoffs associated? 1. Chance node, 2. Decision node, 3. Terminal node, 4. All of the above. Payoffs are generally associated with number 3, terminal node, and in this instance, when you transform a chance node into a terminal node, automatically a window will pop up asking you to set your payoffs, and your payoffs may be cost payoff, an outcome payoff, or a clinical, a humanistic, or an economic outcome. Irrespective of the type of payoff that is defined, each of these numeric quantities or variables, if they've been defined at the decision node, are then entered into the payoffs. TreeAge provides various calculation methods. How many are available? 1, 2, or 3. Correct answer is there are 4. The first payoff method is single payoff. The next is cost effectiveness. The third is benefit cost. And the fourth is multi-attribute. This does not mean, however, that there are only 4 different calculation methods that are provided for you, or types of analysis that you can do with TreeAge. This only means that the calculation methods in this instance may be applied in other circumstances, in other scenarios quite successfully. For instance, and typically again in the healthcare industry, many cost utility analyses are performed, and to undertake this in TreeAge Pro you need to utilize the cost effectiveness analysis option. And each of those payoff lines may be customized for your own purposes and also labeled appropriately. Cost utility analysis is generally performed utilizing cost effectiveness analysis calculation method. A CMA is performed with the multi-attribute calculation method, true or false. It is false. The only way to perform a CMA, a cost minimization analysis, is to utilize the single payoff option in TreeAge. Next question, a CUA is performed with a cost effectiveness calculation method. It is just as I discussed a few moments ago. The correct answer in this option is true. The only way to perform a CUA is to utilize the CE calculation method provided for you. Variables are always defined at the chance node, true or false. It is false. Variables always have to be defined at the root node, and this is where you may define your variables associated with a probability or a cost or a quality adjusted life year. Any element that is inserted into a decision tree as a variable may be defined as a variable at your decision node and then utilized repetitively throughout the decision tree. However, variables may be associated with other branches. Variables may be associated with terminal nodes. Is this true or false? Correct answer is true. Variables may be associated with terminal nodes, but they may also be associated with other types of branches, irrespective of where they are in the decision tree. Variables may be used for costs and qualities, or costs, probabilities, and clinical humanistic outcomes, or all of the above, option 4. Correct answer is option 4, all of the above. Variables may be utilized for any of the clinical, humanistic, and economic outcomes that you define within your decision tree.